Ms Manjusha from the Department of English, Middlesex College. Today we are going to talk about a very beautiful poem written by Nizam Ezekiel, and the name of the poem is Night of the Scorpion. So let us now go on to the detailed explanation of the Nizam Ezekiel, the author of the poem. So we could see that Nizam Ezekiel is seen as one of the modern prominent name in early modern Indian poetry. He was the first Indian poet to communicate modern Indian sensibility in modern expression. He was born in 1924. He has published Night of the Scorpion in his book, The Exact Name, in the year 1965. He has also won the first book in the name of The Bad Day in 1952, and he has also won several awards, and the name of the awards are Sahitya Academic Award in 1983 and Padma Shri in 1988. Now let us go on to the detailed reading of the poem. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Parting with his poison flash of diabolic tail in the dark room, he rinsed the rain again. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. With candles with lanterns throwing against scorpion shadows on the mud-baked walls, they searched for him. He was not found. They clicked their tongues with every movement the scorpion made. His poison moved in mother's blood. They said, "May he sit still." They said, "May the sins of your previous birth be burnt away tonight." They said, "May your suffering decrease, the misfortunes of your next birth." They said, "May the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world against the sum of good become diminished by your pain. May the poison purify your flesh of desire and your spirit of ambition." They said, and they sat around on the floor with my mother in the center, the peace of understanding on each face. More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, more insects, and endless rain. My mother twisted through and through, groaning on a mat. My father, skeptic, rationalist, trying every curse and blessing, powder, mixture, herb, and hybrid. He even poured a little paraffin upon the bitten toe and put a match on it. I watched the flame feeding on my mother. I watched the holy man perform his rites to the tame and poison with an incantation. After 20 hours, it lost its sting. My mother only said, "Thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children." Now, let us go on to the summary of the poem. We could see that the Night of the Scorpion shows the selfless love of a mother who is stung by a scorpion. The poem begins with the poet recalling his childhood and how his mother was stung by a scorpion one night. The scorpion had taken refuge behind a sack of rice after 10 hours of non-stop rain. The scorpion inflicted horrific pain on the mother with a flash of its diabolic tail before returning to the rain. Then, the surrounding peasants arrived in great numbers, singing and crying torches and lamps. They sang God's name in order to paralyze the evil one and stop the scorpion from moving. They believed that poison would move in mother's blood with every movement of the scorpion. They wanted to kill it, but they couldn't find it. They opened the bundle of their superstitions to console the mother and assured her mother that her previous birth sins would be burned away by her agony and pain. In anguish, mother twisted and groaned. The villagers were superstitious, but her husband was a rationalist and his beliefs were found on logic and reason. He tried every powder, mixture, and herb before finally pouring a little paraffin on the beneath toe and lighting a match to it. The poet observed the flame consuming his mother as well as the holy man conducting the rites in an attempt to contradict the effects of poison with words, prayers, and magic. The sting was gone after 20 hours. The poison was significantly weakened and the mother recovered. She had forgotten all of her sufferings. She thanked God for showing mercy and was grateful that the scorpion had spared her children. So throughout the poem, you could see that from the starting until the end of the poem, we could see that the constant love of a mother is seen in the poem. The poet is actually constantly talking about his mother who was actually stung by a scorpion on a rainy day. He was actually terrified to see his mother in pain. Then we could see that the villagers of that area actually started praying because it said that they were said to be superstitious. So what they did was they started chanting mantras in the name of God. And her husband, the mother's husband, we could see that he was said to be a rationalist. He didn't believe in all these superstitions. The thing what he did was he started using many herbs, powders in order to purify the pain or in order to cure the mother. Then lastly, we could see that the mother, in spite of too much pain, we could see that she was only telling the last sentence what she told was, thank God that the children were spared and the scorpion has only bitten me. So that's it. Thank you.